Backup quarterbacks we will be watching closely this preseason. That's today's draft. Who do you have, Christopher?
Well, I'm going to go to the one that just like perks me up the most. And, it hits close to home because it's my friend too. But damn, the best team in football, or one of the best teams in football, the San Francisco 49ers, have Sam Darnold. That's the guy I can't wait to watch in the preseason. If Brock Purdy can't play or isn't quite 100%, Sam Darnold has the ability and now finally the support system around him to where he can make things interesting. That's the one I look at more than any. And then, of course, hey, Brock Purdy, he's just off his rookie year. He didn't get an off season. And, of course, he didn't get to throw much. And he's just getting back in the swing of things. How good will he be right now? So Sam Darnold, I think, has a chance to put some real pressure on this situation if Brock Purdy is not hitting on all cylinders, come the end of training camp.
Anytime I say this, 49ers fans lose their minds. But this is hardly a hot take. Depth chart is Purdy, Darnold, Lance.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it's going to be.
Right.
Lance is number 3. Mm-hmm. Even though they haven't said it, if you pay attention to it constantly and you listen to the noise that's been coming out of the 49ers ever since they added Darnold, Brock Purdy is QB1, Sam Darnold is QB2, and Trey Lance is QB3.
Right. I'm with you all the way there. I am. It seems like, hey, they're happy with the way Trey Lance has looked, but is happy enough to start throwing him into the, injecting him into the starting quarterback or backup role. I don't think so at all. And yeah, I think that's part of the reason Sam Darnold's there in the first place, right? If they were so confident that Trey Lance could be that guy, they would have gone, hey, Trey's our backup. He's good. He's our guy. And if he's got to start early in the year, we'll do that, and then we'll sign somebody else. But they didn't do that. It kind of speaks to its, the whole situation right there, smack in your face.
Next one for me, first one for me, Zach Wilson. We already talked about him. Obviously, anything he does is going to be magnified. It's going to be scrutinized. It's going to be studied. Is he learning anything from Aaron Rodgers? How's he dealing with any adversity he might encounter, and what will Aaron Rodgers have to say after the games to maybe prop him up? This is the game within the game for the New York Jets, laying the foundation for Wilson's career after Rodgers is done. How he plays during this preseason will help us understand how difficult or easy that might be. I don't want to say anything more about it because we talked about it at length to start the show, but Zach Wilson, very intriguing, and we get to see him tonight.
No doubt. I think that's if I didn't pick Sam Darnold, I would have gone on Zach Wilson with you there. For sure, the one we're watching, to see what he looks like starting off tonight. I'm going to go Malik Willis, Tennessee Titans.
Wow.
Next one.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, last year was just, all the things we worried about in the draft process came to a head where it just is so raw. We see the physical talent. We saw it in the preseason, some of the runs, some of the arm, the throws, and all that. But when he got into regular season football and things were a little more complicated and defense did different things, he was, treading water big time and struggling there. So I want to see how much he's developed. Is he going to be able to hold off Will Levis for a long time? Is he going to give the organization confidence maybe to move on from Tannehill after this year, and then he could be the guy? So that's the one I think I'm very intrigued to see the development through this offseason.
Jim Wyatt, who has covered the Titans forever and now works for the team directly, he wrote several weeks back that he thought Malik Willis was odd man out after they drafted Levis. But Willis had a great offseason.
Yeah,
Mike
great.
Vrabel, the head coach, has said so himself. I think Vrabel was against the Willis pick last year.
Yeah.
This year he's softening up some. Willis is playing better. And this is a prime example of a team that could keep 3 on the 53-man roster.
No doubt.
Keep these guys around because it could be Levis and Willis in 2024. Next one for me, I will go. I'll go.
What will you go?
Jarrett Stidham.
Okay.
Denver Broncos.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just because what did Sean Payton do right out of the gates in free agency? Boom. Get Jarrett Stidham.
Yep.
He had, pretty good performances late in the year when Derek Carr got benched so they wouldn't owe him $40 million in guaranteed money. And Stidham looked good. And there was talk maybe he'll stay with the Raiders.
Yeah.
And there he goes to Denver. So he's the emergency option in the event that Russell Wilson, for whatever reason, can't get it done, can't perform at the level that Sean Payton expects. Wilson out, Jarrett Stidham in.
I hear you.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, But that's the insurance policy that Sean Payton
That's
has
why
in
he's
place.
there. Exactly right. He's there in case it falls off, and he knows that Jarrett Stidham's been taught, knows how to play, and we can rely on him, and we won't fall off earth if he has to play quarterback. This one's not necessarily anything special, but I want to go with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, I felt like got a little bit of a raw deal last year. I know Andy Dalton came in and did some good things and all of that, but we know he's been a starting quarterback. You and I both know he's got talent. People see it. Coaches see it, right? Just see how he reacts being the backup to Derek Carr and all of that. Does it embolden him? Does it loosen him up? Does it change his game at all? That's one I'm kind of intrigued to see the interaction because in really in a lot of ways, Jameis Winston has some physical abilities that are better than Derek Carr. So that's where I'm interested to see what he does with that offense and some of these weapons he's got in the preseason.
All right, last one for me. And I thought about making this guy the first one. Mike White. Because
yeah,
Tua's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, of course.
And Tua wasn't able to stay healthy last year. He's had an issue with staying healthy. And if he can't stay healthy, they need a backup who can come in and stay healthy, which we haven't seen from Mike White.
I know.
But also be effective. They almost beat the Bills last year with Skylar Thompson playing. Teddy Bridgewater couldn't stay healthy when he got a chance to play. Mike White has an opportunity similar to the one he had in New York where the door opens, in you go, and off you go with the Mike McDaniel offense. Right. And I want to see Mike White operate that offense in the preseason, get a taste of what may happen if for some reason Tua can't play.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I thought it was a great signing by them. I mean, he has some starting quarterback caliber traits about him. His biggest flaw is kind of what you alluded to, is just, sometimes getting out of danger's way and just, not standing there and just getting lambasted and crushed like he did in the Buffalo game last year. He's got to learn to, play that game a little bit too. There's a part where it's, hey, you're tough, and then there's a part where, hey, you're freaking crazy and stupid. You need to duck or go down in this scenario, and he needs to find the balance there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.